was a little off the seat of my pants. I mean, literally, I just finished putting up an audio right before I bugged Shani. And this is, of course, Shani going, yep, of course he did. That's exactly what he would do. Right?
It's a Friday. What do you expect?
Yeah, to create. No, this was a unexpectedly busy day in ways I did not anticipate. But I'm getting busier as a freelancer, and that's just the way it goes.
Good problems to have.
It is a good problem to have. I'm teaching myself Blender.
Oh, shoot, dude! Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Why?
Well, I don't know if you if you've been following at all. I do another show now, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm doing like Canadian immigration. So I'm doing a lot of video editing for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, as we speak, I'm working on the next my next video editing gig, and so I had some things kind of come out of nowhere, so I'm going to be pulling an all-nighter tonight. That is how it goes sometimes, and but yeah, I'm kind of doing my first little 45-second commercial. So it's
Blender. You must be talking about a different program, because Blender is like a character sculpture program.
Yes, it is. But you could also, but with Blender, you can also do CGI. There's some interesting things you can do with CGI.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Yeah, you can do some interesting things with CGI. My video editing software is Power Director. That's what I generally use. It's a solid program. It's not the best, top of the line, but it's not garbage either. It's like one of those. Right. It's a solid program for someone that like me and who is a mid-level creative that's doing stuff. And yeah. So I think the biggest thing I keep learning as I keep doing this is I got a lot of skills. Like you just discover more things as you go.
You're resourceful, you know. I think that's definitely the mentality you have to have as a freelancer. It's and all these barriers in my way. No, it's what can I learn to get this done?
Oh, it's just problem solving. When you get right down to it, creativity is really all about problem solving. It's not about it's nothing like really complicated in the sense that we have the sense that we've got to make this magical creative thing. What we're actually doing is, no matter what kind of the creative spectrum you're at, you're solving problems.
Mm-hmm.
Some problems are more fun than others, right? But you know, some problems are like little things. Like for example, it's like, can I do CGI? I was looking at this. Like, I have a buddy that does CGI that can do some CGI. If worst kind of scenario, I don't know what I'm doing, I contact them and see if they're interested in a little freelance work.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, why not just prepare for everything and anything and go, you know what? I can do it. Like, YouTube is a beautiful education system. It really, really is. It can show you the basics of how to do stuff, and you can learn more things on your own as you go.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I can do stuff and I can learn stuff always. It never ever stops. So if I'm willing to learn, there's not a problem I can't solve. But what this has done is, I do video now, I do audio, I write books. I just released a book, and then and beyond that, I'm drawing because of
this. Dude.
Yeah, so I've become this jack of all trades. I didn't set out to do this.
Yeah.
But this is what happened.
Yeah. And also, as a resource, I don't know if the regular person can access it on LinkedIn or if it's something they have to pay for, but LinkedIn has a learning section. So if you're trying to learn any kind of program, Photoshop, Illustrator, Blender, I'm sure all these things, LinkedIn can hook you up with that. They've got courses that are hours long and really in depth. Yeah. So there's no reason why people should feel stuck by an inability to access knowledge. It's out there.
Oh yeah, no, knowledge has never been at fingertips. It's really a question of what do you want to learn? Are you willing to learn?
Yeah.
And if you're willing, it's attitude. I honestly, like, now more than anything else, it's really your attitude about what you want to learn, what you don't want to learn.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And that's not a good or bad thing, right? If you want to pay a specialist who has learned everything, It really is, what do you want to put your, what do you want to invest your resources in? If you
Oh
want to
yeah,
learn
you don't have
to
time.
become an
Yeah.
expert, do that. If you want to pay somebody who's already an expert so that you can focus on something else, you know, choose what you want to be crap at and let somebody who is a specialist take over there, right? That's fine too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, we only have so much time in the day. Like, we just, at
Right.
the end of the day, we only have so much time in the day. I just think it, like, in terms of doing the other show, in terms of my personal goals, it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
already paid off dividends because now I have a constructing video resume now that's slowly getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So,
Congratulations.
yeah. So, and it's been fun. They've let me be creative, and I mean, they bring me in because Lord knows I need it sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes,
You're
but
a
they're
go-getter.
well. It's one of those things. I mean, they've let me say it. They've said yes to some interesting things so far. Because
Yeah.
I'm also one of those guys where it's just like I'm just going to ask. Because honest to God, right? If you're gonna do something in this life, whatever that something is, just ask. It's so amazing how much you can get just by asking.
Yeah, the worst that they can say is no, and so long as you're outcome independent about it and not like emotionally invested, no is fine too. It's my second favorite answer.
It depends on the question. Sometimes it's my favorite answer. Sometimes it's my second favorite answer. Right? But I mean, we all need boundaries too. I totally
Mm.
get, like, we all need boundaries. Um, and like I said, one of the things I understood about some stuff too is um, you gotta let kind of people make their own decisions on what those boundaries are. But there's no right or wrong thing to do. I
Mm.
like, so I'm drawing Nikki Nash tonight because I get to kill her in my next book.
So this is an homage, a preemptive homage to Nikki.
Well, it's not only just an homage. So I have a list of people like I'm going to be doing when streaming. Like, I officially start doing streaming episodes on the 23rd is
Yeah.
my last stream for the year.
Yeah.
Because really, what am I going to do the week after Christmas? I mean, I might as well just take a little time. It's okay if I decide to play video games for a week. It's not going to hurt my
You
feelings that
have
much.
my permission.
Yes.
Okay? If you're looking for a sign to say, hey, you can take some you time, this is it.
Yeah, totally. Like, that's
Yeah.
totally what this is. And well, you have to take some time for you. And also, like I said, it's Christmas. No one's going to be in a mad rush for anything, regardless of where. Like, no one's going to be like, I don't want to do anything right now. And I totally get it. Like, after New Year's Day, there might be a slight, like, once January 2nd hits, you have the right to go nuts again because honestly, people are kind of raised like, you know what? I've drinking a little too much eggnog. I think my turkey coma is okay.
I'm so sleepy from chain smoking on the porch with this family behind me. I need a moment.
Yeah. I need my chains. It's all about my chains. Which I think is awesome. No, I just look at it like that's it. Like, there's gonna be like a little period where I'm gonna take a break. Well, kind of. I'm gonna actually focus on getting in my next book done because I got 6 books now to my credit. I want to get to number 7.
Hold on. This is what I just heard. I'm gonna take Christmas off. I'm just gonna take some me time. I'm also gonna focus on like my next book.
Yeah.
It's gonna be totally relaxed, but also my book.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
gonna work
yeah.
on that.
I've already written a draft of it. It's gonna be slightly different. So.
All right then.
It's not like I'm coming up for something from scratch. It's just like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of make this better, right? And
The
there might
blank
be
page is the hardest stage.
What?
The blank page is the hardest stage.
I don't know about that sometimes. That can go both ways. Because here's the thing. I've had books that have flown out. Like, literally have flown out of me. I've had books. Actually, no, I can honestly say this. With one exception, it has come incredibly easy to me to do the first draft.
Yeah.
And not the novel. The novel is also pretty easy. If I know, I generally have an idea of where the beginning is and where my end is, and because I have that, it's not complicated.
Yeah.
Right, that way. Draft 2 is where I get like this is where I get my own head. It's like I can do shit. Like for example, I can this book I'm drawing. That terrifies me just a little bit that I'm drawing, but I am drawing. It terrifies me, but in the best possible way. Like when I do the beta reads, when I'm in the beta read phase, I'm hoping that like I might not have all the drawings done, but I'm hoping I have enough drawings done that's like okay, I can do a competent thing. Like it's competent at that point. And if you had told me a year and a bit ago that I would be drawing a book, I think that would be like that's absolutely like the craziest thing to me in the world. And it's like I can't believe I've come this far. And it's like so I'm drawing Legend of Zelda homages to Link chasing chickens, getting beaten up by chickens.
This guy. Why am I not surprised?
Have you known me not to be like I can be I'm an intense dude.
You're a total dork.
I am.
I appreciate that about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I'm a total dork. But I'm also like I mean I have those intense moments, but for the most part I just don't take myself that seriously. Right?
No. I also know you to like work hard and chase your dreams and make your goals real and then like actualize who you are in your professional sense. And then you just turn around and draw picture books of Link chasing chickens. It's all the same person.
Yes, it is. Totally. It actually is. Actually, I'd let you know this because you know what I gave to my grandmother in Windsor? I gave my grandmother my first art book. She actually has the whole evolution of my art from start to finish. That was my way of thanking her for just letting me stay in her house for a few months because it was just like she could see how far I've come, and it's just for her, right? So like, she's the only one that's gonna have it, and so now what I'm doing is also I'm debating what to do for like a Christmas card because what I'd like I maybe I'll just do like these little short little sketches and maybe do like a wonderful poem and just randomly send them out to people. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for Christmas yet, but that seems like a fun idea. And I might just do like maybe I do some Alice drawings. Maybe I do like Link chasing a chicken. I know who I give that to if I actually did that, right?
This is my gift to you. It is Link and a chicken.
It is Link and the chicken. That's right. Yeah, so the other reason why Link and Chicken's in the book, a little known fact, like Nikki is in there, she's a Legend of Zelda fan. Mm-hmm. But that particular scene in Zelda actually ties into the novel in a very fun way. So it's just like one of those things like if you're going to do something in a book or a story, yes, it can be fun, but I always truly believe that there has to be a reason for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. It's got to push the story along in some way.
Yeah.
Whatever you bring up, it's all part of the perspective of the character. And so if your character is chasing a chicken, then let that just be world building.
It is. I'm actually doing it. So I think this will be the last thing I'll mention about this, and then we'll get started. I'll get started drawing, grabbing my pen and stuff and drawing. Is I'm using the Twitch stream as the model for the like the comic book kind of stream. So I'm having a Twitch screen, and I'm gonna have people speaking on the side. It's gonna be like because it's
like a text message back and forth thing.
Yeah, in there now, and that will tell the story. And then what I might do, because here's the thing, I'm going to be playing with Kickstarter a little bit next year.
Yeah.
So one of the things
I'm exciting.
Yeah. So one of the things, if I decided to do this as a hardcover for Kickstarter, which I'm not sure. This one I'm not so sure, but I might just release this traditional, not traditional in the sense of going through a traditional publisher, but just like my own independent, like print a book, do. We'll see how things work out.
Yeah.
I think what it comes down to is the fact that, I just thought this is a cool little feature. Hey, do you want to put some random Twitter text in, not Twitter, just Twitch text in this scene? I'll put whatever you want in, barring, it's not profane, right? I'll put whatever you want in and make that a bid, right? Because I think, again, stuff like that is fun, right?
I love how you're just not taking it too seriously, having a bit of fun with this. It's your little project, and let's just make people laugh and smile.
Yeah. And then surprise them, with some actual deep thoughts here and there as well. That's that was, so I got my first review for Alice 1, and that was the first review I got. That was it, like the literal comment was, it sneaks up on you. It sneaks up on you, and that actually was a good
just
comment.
Like Link.
Oh yeah, no, I like it's croquet in the underworld. She's playing Jason Croquet, Wonderland style, in the Greek underworld labyrinth. And
yeah.
But it's also very much an introspective story about somebody dealing with trying to figure out who they are, trying to figure out where to go. I feel it's a very Alice thing too, in its own way. And so there's some actual serious moments in this absurd little story. And yeah. So because that's how I tell stories. I like giving you some absurdity in the front, and then I just blindside you with some actual real shit to make you think. And that's kind of how I like telling stories.
Like a reverse mullet of storytelling.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda. Well, because this is what I've learned in life. Try to sell somebody something, you're gonna be like, "Fuck you." But if I tell you want to have some fun, you're like, "Okay, I'll bite. What do you want? What do you have in mind?" Right? You'll at least you'll think about it. You won't necessarily say yes, but you'll think about it.
Value for sales.
Yeah, because I'm saying, would you like to experience something fun?
Yeah.
Right?
No, absolutely not. I hate fun.
Says no one ever. Says no one ever. You find me that person, I'll call you a liar. It's right up there with saying, I hate ice cream. Like, you wouldn't believe that person either.
Nobody really hates ice cream. If they don't eat ice cream, they just can't process it. It's not that they choose not to. It's that they physically can't.
That's right.
Same with fun.
Yeah. It's like, that's it. That is it. Right? So I had this conversation when I was working a day job, was, if you like ice cream, would you believe somebody if someone told you they ate ice cream? To a person, no. Right?
Challenge accepted.
I know lactose intolerant people that will actually take the punishment to have it once in a while. They won't care. They'll be like, you know what? This was worth it.
People like ice cream so much that even lactose intolerant folks have coconut ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If it was something that could just be easily taken from the diet, we wouldn't have coconut ice cream. But we do, because it's a staple.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Putting it
there
out
you go. So, and fun's the same way. Tell me a person that doesn't want to have fun, and I will show you a liar. Right? Or a joyless soul, in which case there's nothing you or I can do for them.
They're not a person at that point.
Well, they might be, but they'll be a very sad person.
They'll
be a very sad person. At that point, I pity them. And in which case, which breaks them in a very different way. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, I feel for you. I mean, I'd give you a hug, and then they get really scared. It's like, what do you mean you're going to give me a hug? Because joy breaks all barriers.
Right.
Now.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
They already don't like fun. They don't like hugs.
Yeah, they don't like hugs. They don't like bad jokes. They don't like, nasty swear words. They don't like... Life is, like I said, I'm about the mindset that I'm only here for a certain amount of time, and I'm going to have fun, and beyond that, I really don't give a shit. And that's just like, that might seem like a very, very simplistic way of looking at things.
It's hedonism in its simplest form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. But at the same time, it's just like one of those things, like, you're not, there is no long time. Like, you gotta be responsible, you gotta take care of things, but when you literally sit there and think about it, if you don't have even little joys, what are you doing? If you're waiting to be happy for those moments where you feel like you finally made it, you're not going to feel happy. That feeling of finally made it, it happens in, like, what you're talking about, the little joys. Mm-hmm. At any time of the day, you've made it, right? You're living the life that you want to live in some form, in some aspect of it. So just kind of enjoy that.
you know, maybe not everything is where it needs to be, but you're on this journey and you're in this process, and bits of it is where it should be. And that's where you can take the joy. I'm laughing today. That's the life I want to live. You know, I can take joy in that.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Joy is the ultimate form of rebellion. I actually think when you really get right down to it, that's it. There's nothing magical about it other than the fact that, you know what? If I can find joy in a moment, if I can find joy in a minute, then I've accomplished. I break it. Doesn't matter how depressing the world is. It doesn't fucking matter at that moment. At that moment, the world is magic, and you can make it right. Right. So I try to seek joy. So the other thing I'm doing for Christmas is I'm actually have it on my Facebook as a thread. So I'm going. I want to support an artist. So I made this challenge. You have to pitch somebody else's book. Pitch a friend. Do a really good enough job. I'll not only get your friend's book, but I'll get yours.
Okay. All right.
Accomplishes two things. Actually, accomplishes two things. One, I get to discover new works I never would have considered. Because that's here's my selfish thing. This is my selfish thing. Other selfish thing. I get to meet people I wouldn't have considered for my podcast. Also cool. Number three, I get to watch. I secretly manipulate this group of people into building each other up.
Yeah. How dare you secretly manipulate people into being good to each other?
Yeah, exactly. It's a really simple little trick. And then finally, I guess in the spirit of this, I also can see who actually is a really good pitcher, because I can learn again. Everybody can learn from them. Like, this is an opportunity. We have a hard time selling ourselves, but
we can sell other people.
It should be easier, right? So
yeah,
it should be easier, and that's what it comes down to. And it's like, okay, so that's pretty much it. So for me, again, little things like this, I get to see this really cool shit. Everybody else gets to see this really cool shit, and everybody builds everybody up. And unlike everybody else, where it's this ravenous, oh, buy my book, please. No. Instead, hey, this book is awesome. I'm a fan of it. That's cool. That is.
Here's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always cool. So.
I'm here for that, dude. You gotta let me know how that goes.
Yeah, I will. I'll let you know. Yeah. I'll let you know the one. I'll show you. I'll link you to the Facebook thread. Actually, yeah, I'll link you to the Facebook thread when it's over, and you can
cool.
If you want to add somebody to it. Do you have a book yet? I should ask that question. Do you actually have a book yet?
No, I am working on other stuff.
Yes. You have an art.
I have a bunch of art. Does that count?
It does.
Yeah.
The rule is. Art's not out of the question. Video games aren't out of the question. Music's not out of the question either. But $20 limit, because that's fair.
Oh, I see. This is a gift giving group. I thought it was a review group.
No.
Got it.
Right before I start drawing, nature just hit me like a freight train. So do you mind just taking over the stream for a couple minutes?
Absolutely. You let me share my screen, and we will get this going.
Yes, and I'll be back to join you in just a couple minutes.
All right, I am hitting the share. Hi, everybody.
Guys, just listen to Shani talk about her art process. It's going to be awesome. Also, she's done this enough so she can just rock it. So I know that. Be right back.
Yeah, you got it. Hi, everybody. You're going to join me while I draw a little bit as soon as my computer brings us to the portrait. Anyways, until then, how's it going, everybody? You spending time with your friends and your family? Man, holidays can be rough for a lot of people, but if you're one of those folks who have decent friends, family to get back to, you are one of the lucky ones. But if not, you've got the whole holiday season to be productive and focus on you. I've spent a few years doing that, and I made a lot of really fun stuff during the holidays. So if your holidays are rough, don't even think about it. It's all a construct anyways. He left, and I don't think he expected me to philosophize on holidays. So instead, let's talk about this portrait. There are lots of different kinds of portraits. This is a cartoon portrait. Boop, boop, boop. So I've been thinking about like what makes a portrait. When you think about portraits, or it's a product, right? I'm an artist. I'm trying to make products, and one of the products I'm making is a commission for portraits. But what goes into a portrait? And there's all these other different styles of portraits, and to figure out a product, you gotta find people who you admire and see what they do and see how they do it and see why you like it. So in that homework, that research, I've been looking at the different kinds of portraits I like to do. And I've come to the conclusion that I like to do hyper realistic or photorealistic portraits if somebody's got the cash for that, or if I've got like a lot of time for that. And I enjoy cartoon portraits and semi-cartoon portraits and everything in between, which doesn't really help because I'm trying to find the clients, and the clients come when you're specific about your products. So right now I'm trying to limit what I can do portrait-wise to photorealistic, cartoon, and semi-cartoon. And this I would classify as a semi-cartoon. Oof. 1 second while I get the pen going. This may take a moment. You know, I'll wait on doing that until he gets back. Until I can start drawing. What do you think about freelancing, folks? Is there like a creative outlet that you have, or a skill that you have that you take for granted that you think that you could share with the world? A lot of people get, I don't know, intimidated by the idea of freelancing. But if you think about the world that we live in now, where it's like we are on the job market, we work for employers by offering a certain set of skills. Those set of skills, if you were to take them off the job site and apply them anywhere else within like your own time frame and your own price points, you would be freelancing. So there are skills that you have right now that you give to the job market that you could package yourself and turn into a freelance business. And, you know, business is kind of an intimidating word, a side hustle, right? Maybe this is kind of off topic. I like to think about this kind of stuff a lot because I'm a freelance artist. The business of creativity, the business of art. We live in a country that doesn't really value artists the way that they should. Because if you look anywhere, there's art in everything. It's not like, I mean, look at this portrait. There's a pillow with Baby Yoda in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm drawing an art piece that includes an art piece that another artist made about an art piece that a different artist made about a work of art. The film, right? That whatever Baby Yoda's in is like Star Wars, whatever. And so we live in a country that doesn't value artists, yet there's art everywhere. And so for me, it's been like a real uphill battle to see my work as a professional service, because without that paycheck, without that pension and that health care plan and all that stuff, how can I call myself professional? And so from me, who has had to kind of break through that barrier, to you who may be thinking about what it takes to be a professional freelancer, and I assume that's what you're thinking about if you're listening to this podcast, I just want you to know that it is possible and it can be fun, and whatever you take for granted as a skill that you have, somebody else doesn't have that skill. They're just 3 steps behind you, and you could totally help them out and get into the business of creativity, of freelancing. You are where people want to be, so you have something that you can offer, and you're totally marketable. I hear some movement on the other side. Hello, friend.
Hello.
Welcome back.
I was letting you finish your point, because it's like you have a great point, and I'm not gonna get in the way of that.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah. So
I was just monologuing. It looks like
there's nothing wrong with that. I actually. that I was, but you again, it's one of those things. You pretty much said it. I'm trying not to interrupt you, so it's just like I'll let her finish your point because I can do that. I'm a grown ass man, right? So I can let my guest take the lead, and heck, I just trusted you to do the show, which I think is maybe down the road, maybe I'll talk maybe hosting a guest episode at some point. You might be cool with that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what that. Yeah.
You're
yeah, let's get to that point.
You're like, maybe I'll try it. I'll try it.
I'm more an artist than I am a host, but if you're bringing on a fellow artist, we could talk business all day.
I'm sure you can. But I also just like the idea of pushing you outside of your comfort zone.
Of course you do.
Of course
I'm going to try to make my screen work because it's not talking to my art pad here, so I'm going to try to make that work, and I might freeze up a little bit.
Yeah. No, like I said, for me, I'm just quietly looking at. I'm just getting my image going here because I'm getting practice drawing the same person, which is a little different than what I normally do. I normally do something that's goofy and stuff, but that's not the goal here. The goal here is to do the best. To get into this point where I can do a competent picture.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's what I'm kind of doing with her because I know that down the road with her. Well, I'm sending her one of the things I've drawn. One of the things I've drawn in the past because I know that it's always flattering to be drawn by somebody from what I gather, but it's also the other thing. It's just like she's willing to do it. Like she didn't have to say yes. You know what I mean? She did it anyway, which I think is super cool.
So now you're drawing a picture of her? Is that what I'm understanding?
I gotta practice drawing her because she's probably I am killing her. I mean, you gotta get good. You gotta get good at the.
I mean, this is like legit murder right here, so I should probably fix that.
Well, it's just one of those things where I recognize the fact that it just comes down to the fact with her that it's just like one. Yeah, I asked her, "Can I kill her? Can I kill you?" in a story, like, and she's like, "I'm in." I'm totally in.
Do it.
Oh, people are cool if you murdering them in fiction. I've noticed this. This is just a thing I've noticed. People are so cool. Kill me. Okay.
Well, I mean, how often can you say that with no consequences?
Yeah, but I'm always shocked how many people just aren't good with it. Like it's truly to me an amazing thing, right? That people are just good. Hi.
Okay, well, disclaimer for the future, right? If you do, I don't know, on the off chance, write about me. Not saying that you should, but if you do, I think I would have a preferred way of dying, and just consult me with that. Something about being in space.
I would totally make you fan fiction.
You would what?
I'd totally make you fan fiction. Totally.
Well, it's nice to have a fan.
Well, Steve. My favorite Babylon 5 is like behind the scenes thing. During a convention, the actors who played Jakar and Londo played a really mean prank on JMS. J. Michael Straczynski's the creator of the show, the original show. Okay. So he was like, "I'm going to get even with you." So what he did was he wrote a Jakar and Londo sex scene as fan fiction.
Oh, Jesus.
And he changed Jakar into a woman and made it happen. It was hilarious. All right. And it made me realize, you know what? People have no problems getting killed. People do have a problem with I don't have a problem dying. No. How about fan fiction? Wait.
Well, maybe. I mean, will I be naked in it? That's something else.
I might just have you die till level 1. So fan fiction can be anything, right? Fan fiction could also just be something as simple as, hey, I'm gonna make a D&D fan fiction, and you're just in it, and I'll kill you to the level 1 elf, like in a really silly way. Like, I won't even let you die on camera. You just die.
You're the random scream in the alley. Okay,
Yes,
we don't
right.
even get to see what's going on in the alley. You're just
That's
that
right.
scream.
That's right. Someone like, it looks eerily like this character. Don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's weird. Huh.
Yeah.
Odd.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's one of those strange like author things I've noticed in that you give people like death. It's like, oh my god, I got a death scene in the book. That's so cool. Like, yeah, kinda, sorta.
We're back. We've always. I know I'm not the only person, right? Lots of people have that morbid curiosity of what would be the reaction if I were dead, right? And a book is a safe place to explore that.
A little bit.
It's a safe place to house your ego, dude.
Well, yeah, that's why people are authors. We have that.
Autobiography, Shani. You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what?
Pardon?
You go for it.
I don't think autobiographies aren't necessarily about ego. There is ego in it, don't get me wrong, but it's not always about the ego. Sometimes people just want to have their stories told, and if you have the passion, if you believe in your story and what you've achieved, I don't necessarily think it's ego at all. That doesn't mean there isn't ego in it, because again, it takes audacity to have those moments. But at the same time, right? At the same time, I recognize too that no one has your experiences.
Right. We're all a story being written one day at a time.
Yeah, so I can't call it a complete ego trip. I can call it, no, again, I'm not saying there is an ego involved. That would be a flat-ass lie. But the idea that an ego is real, an ego is there, that's totally legit, right? But I also think there's, again, all of us at the end of the day, when we break it all down, we don't really care about being liked. I mean, we want to be, don't get me wrong, some of us want to be liked. But what we really want, if we're honest with ourselves, is we want to be understood.
Or at least seen. Even if we are misunderstood, be seen.
I think that one varies on the person. I think a little bit, but yeah. But that's it. Like, we don't liked. We want to feel like we've mattered. We want to feel like we got like something worth saying, something kind of worth doing, and that what we do mattered at least to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really human perspective. I mean, it's one of the reasons we create is we're trying to understand ourselves, and we're also trying to share to the world just a bit of what makes us us.
Have you heard the StoryCorps podcast?
No, I have not.
So basically, it's, you don't even need to tune into the podcast. You can just go on to, it's like a Congress, the Congressional Library or something puts it on, and you put in, you record a conversation with whoever you want, and you can get a list of questions from them, or you can have your own list, and then you record this deep conversation that you have with somebody, and send the recording off to the library. And it is stored for all of time. So a history, a record of you or whoever you're with, you're talking to, is recorded. It's safe housed, and this could be a really touching gift for a family member or somebody who may not be long for this world, or you're just trying to understand, right? The gift of understanding. That's really what it's coming down to.
Yeah.
Y'all should check into that StoryCorps.
Yeah.
You may cry. That's fine. People cry.
Well, of course, because we all been there. It's amazing to me. Like I'm almost at 700 episodes, like real close, and it's amazing to me how similar every story is. It's also amazing to me how different every story is. No story is exactly the same, but we all feel the same things, and we all understand. We all understand that those things,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I kind of feel like that's a big part of who we are and what we do and how we understand each other. So it's something it's something I've understood more and more as time has gone on. It's
Mm-hmm.
like that's it doesn't matter who you are, right? It doesn't matter who you are. We can't control if we're going to be liked, and that's actually I think that's probably for the best. Um, but we do all have this like wonderful ability to make a huge difference with each other, and sometimes it's about, and sometimes all the person wants in return is as simple as a thank you. That's it. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Really. Going back to something we said at the very beginning of this chat, it's all about little things. It really is. Like for most people, it is all about the little things, right? More than I think we are honest about. Like like I said, it's simple. A lot of what we want is incredibly simple for most of us, and it's amazing to me how utterly similar we all are with that want. And
It amazes. Oh, go for it.
okay, go for it. Jump in.
I feel amazed by how simple our wants are. Right, we have this basic drive to be loved, be understood, be seen, be insert there, right? And when we don't get it, there's like this insatiable appetite that we look to fill through this. I'm going to call it a rat race, and for search of a better word, we need X amount of money to buy X amount of stuff. We need to look a certain way to be worthy, right? Whatever lengths you go to feel like you've finally made it, in that you have what you need to be happy. I find that I don't know, excruciating. Um, because it really is the simple things. A lot of my life, if I'm going to speak from personal experience, has been boiling away what is extraneous to just get to the core of what I want. Right? If you know what you want, you can pursue it. And so many people don't know what they want, so they don't know how to pursue it, so they feel a little miserable. Why am I not happy? And they're just like hungry for whatever it is that makes them happy. I'm kind of rambling here, but this is all to say, our wants as human beings are not huge. Our needs are not huge. We're social creatures. We need belonging and that whole Maslow's hierarchy. And if you can get that, yeah, consider your life well lived.
Well, for the most part, I agree. For the most part, like everybody's got different values and drives and needs on that. It's to degrees. I don't really for me, I realized I had a very interesting epiphany about my freelance career.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really about the recognition. As dumb as it might, I want. Don't get me wrong. I want my bills to be paid and stuff. I want that kind of recognition to a point. But really, what it comes right down to is I want people that care about my work to appreciate my work, right? And if you don't like my work, I don't mind that either. It's not a terrible thing. It's not necessarily, I'm not going to say it's a great thing, but I don't think it's necessarily a terrible thing.
Mm-hmm.
And not going to lie, like when I'll show this when this is done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty proud of this. I think this might be one of the best things I've ever done. So.
And for people listening to the audio, you may notice that we're rambling a bit, and that's because we're drawing. Drawing takes a lot of mental energy, especially if you want to do it right. So if you really want to appreciate this whole recording, definitely catch the visual version of it so that you can see the art being made.
Yes. Now the visual version will be on Twitch for a short, very period of time, and eventually on YouTube. Now my YouTube's much farther behind than the audio is, but that's also somewhat by design, as Twitch is the primary area I'm interested in. But it will get there eventually. Right?
That's portable.
Yep. So
choose what you want to excel in.
Again, it comes back to time. I like the Twitch community a lot. I do like that. I like the area I'm in. So it's one of those.
Find what works.
Yeah. Amazing. Not gonna lie, this might be the best attempt at art I think I've ever done for a person.
Give my computer a moment to save the file.
That's right.
I've since moved since the last time we chatted. Still in the same area, very nearby. But we were talking about autobiographies earlier, and with how much I move, because I'm a traveling farmer and an illustrator, right? I feel like if I were to make a biography or whatever, an autobiography, and it's just basically a snapshot of each house that I've been in, man, what a hoot nanny. I've had at least 50 housemates in the last, I don't know, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's a bunch of stories there, I'm sure of it.
Absolutely.
And I've also considered, like, I don't know, combining the art business with the farm business. Right, you want to have multiple income streams. I find 7 to be a good, robust number for income streams. So as I think about it, what if I were to combine the art and the farming and just create products for the farms that I go to? Hey, you want a coloring book so that people who come by have something that they can remember your place from? You know, give them a product that gives them passive income. That's just something I've been considering. Prints or photos that you can sell as prints, t-shirts, that kind of stuff.
Food is also intellectual property, by the way.
Exactly, yeah.
So
they'd have to pay for those rights, but you know, if it gets me rent and whatnot, because that's what I do, I exchange labor for rent. So if they want to, instead of labor, they want to get the rights to the artwork that they can then sell, that gets me months of rent.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
There's a lot of different angles you can go with this kind of thing. It's not like, I think the amazing thing with art in general is you don't have to really think, like, as I've gotten deeper into this, it's like, there's lots of ways to make money doing this. Lots.
Yeah.
You just gotta pick your path and just kind of follow through. Not every path for you, but that's okay. You'll learn that as you go as well. You know, and that's a big part of it, right? I've learned is that, hey, you can definitely do it. Right?
Yeah, we were talking about that while you stepped away. It was there's art everywhere, right? Look around and you'll find some art. And though our society may not think of artists as vital to our economy, there's literally nothing that has been made that wasn't designed by an artist or somebody using art to design it. So what you're saying, there's a field for art out there, whatever. It doesn't need to look like a portrait artist or a visual development artist. That's very correct. There's a place for art.
Well, it's something that came up in my last chat yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
The whole concept. Intellectual property is the last great area to make money in. It's the last, and arguably it's always been there and it always will be there.
Mm-hmm.
The little paranoid conspiracist inside me says the reason why art is being devalued so that they can negotiate the price downward. But I'm again, that's my little cynical brain going, hey, you're trying to undercut my market, I'll teach you. And, but that's me, in a nutshell.
It's also a matter of like value. Art never really has a set value until you die, because it's based on how much the quantity of the product, right? And you could keep making art until you die, so we don't know the quantity of your art, so we don't know how to value it.
I'm going to push back on that one just slightly. No, so the thing about the art industry, it's not the first sale. It's the number of sales. So, for example, that piece of art, let's say that coloring book you designed for the farmer, okay? Sell it to one farmer. Cool, you make X, Y, Z. So what's one sales revenue stream just for that? Second time, so the second one for the farmer, let's say is let's say you sell a particular recipe based on and you use the art to kind of build it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you got. I just learned something. Still, this is still pretty good. I'm okay with what I've discovered today. But the thing is, there's also then selling the prints in a different way. Some of the ones that are a little bit more generic in another book. Now you've sold it twice. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Go on.
Right. Then there's merchandise like T-shirts, coffee mugs, like crazy things like random paraphernalia. It might be borderline on the weird. It doesn't matter. Like whatever the case might be. Suddenly, again, sale.
Yeah.
But one item you've sold 7 different ways.
Absolutely.
Right? So in terms of quantity of value, I think with art it's just measured differently. You don't measure it in terms of how many you make in a factory line. Where you're measuring it is how many times have you sold it and how many different ways have you sold it. Right? And if you can figure out that part of the art game, well, then suddenly you and I both have now created a little niche for ourselves. And from that niche, right, you have something really, 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 really fun. You want to see what I've done?
What?
You want to see what I've done?
Yeah, 1 second.
No worries, you gotta do.
Just gotta reorder this stuff real quick. Let's see. It's a person. Okay. And are they playing? They are. They're playing an instrument. Yeah. Excellent. It looks like one. Does it? Am I wrong?
No. It's exactly right.
You've come a long way.
Yeah.
Like you're getting your own style here.
Yeah, no, it's coming. Coming I figure I got another couple months of really, really hammering this in.
Yeah.
Once I do, right? Once I do, like, I'm ready. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna say I'm all time great. That's not where I'm at. But
You just have to be you.
that's right, and it's good enough to sell. Right? It's good enough to sell, and yeah, no, I figured out. Like I said, I can see more details than I used to before. That helps. I get shapes. Like again, I draw from a very basic shape style. I use shapes to figure out kind of how things work together, and then
Yeah.
put them together. But one of the things I'm really like, again, some things I'm really proud I figured out. Hair. Figured out hair.
Yes.
I finally figured out breasts. It took me a long time, but I finally figured it out. Right. So breasts are basically a heart. That's what I actually realized. Like once, right? Yeah, they're basically a heart, but that's right with a little bit more shape to them. But that's what they are. It's like okay, right? And the thing is, I know the hilarious part is you can actually when I said that you actually saw it.
Well, yeah, we all have our shorthand for figuring out what shapes look like, and breast as a heart is not incorrect.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
It fits. It honestly really fits. So
now that's a T-shirt design.
Yes. Totally.
I'm gonna go back to sharing the screen if you need to hit a button.
Go right ahead. So that's my first piece, and it's like of the night, and it's like, yay. It's like, who knew? So, folks, if there's something you can learn from me, if there's something you can absolutely learn from me as I put this back on,
it's breasts are hearts.
Breasts are hearts, but also considering where I was just 1 year ago, literally a year ago. Actually, I might even let's see if I can find it real quick before I do another attempt at Miss Nikki Nash here. And I literally how do I put this? I remember from 1 year ago, which was the 27th of November, is when I really started drawing. So, to give you an idea of where I'm at, guys, boys and girls, that's where I'm at. Is my first drawing was a year ago on November 27th.
Are you showing them something right now?
I'm trying to find it actually. Actually, I know where I can find it. Haha, I am so smart. SMRT, something like that. Anyway. By the way,
mm-hmm.
have I been making you really jealous of some of the stuff I've been showing you?
Oh, so jealous, dude. I wish I had your artistic prowess. Prowess?
I was thinking the mountains.
The what?
The mountains. I was thinking the mountains.
Oh. You know what? I'm happy for you, okay? I am. Good for you.
Good for you?
Great for you, actually.
Yes.
There's a bunch of chagrin in my tone. I can tell. I can feel it.
Yeah, I can too, actually. Totally can feel it. It's like, I'm happy for you, fucker.
That's so fucking great. You finally effing made it. Man, there are mountains out there waiting for me. They've got my name on them. I ain't worried, and I get to live vicariously through you. So we good. We good.
You live vicariously through you as she drinks her liquid courage for the moment. God damn it.
I'm great, guys. This is fine.
I'm fine. Oh. I do not have my first drawings here. Actually, I do. I found it. Hey, I found it. Let's see if I can.
Is he showing it off?
I might just show the link to it so that people can click on it on the screen here. So what I'm going to do, folks, first it's on Facebook. I'm going to show it there. You can actually, and I'm going to put it here for people as well because I want people to see it. Right, as you can see, Shani.
Oh, are you showing me?
It's literally on the screen right this minute.
Okay.
You can see it.
Okay, I see the link. Oh, let's check it out.
Mm-hmm. This is from my Instagram, folks.
We're going to Insta. Take me away. It's you as a dragon.
It's me as a dragon, yes. And as you can see,
I mean, I can tell.
I kill dragons in a lot of my stories. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't do it, Josh. Okay, yeah, there's definitely been a lot of improvement here because you got the face all strong with that one, but a little bit of the shapes get kind of murky when you get to the wing area and the shoulder area, right? And what the drawing you just showed me of like the banjo and whatnot, that's clear. Like it reads easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, in comparison, folks, if I click on that link, you click here, see that.
1 year later, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Constant practice.
Yeah. I guess I owe you a thank you.
Who, moi? Nah.
Yeah, I do. I owe you a bit of a thank you. First off, I'll say it here. I'll say it now. If it wasn't for you, you know, if it wasn't for you to, you know, you among others. Maybe I should just do this super quick because I do have a few more drinking draws left there at the last week. My last week is I'm trying to get 2 more people basically on my last week because I have 22nd and 23rd booked, and I want the 21st and 20th to be like a drink and draw week to close out the year. That's basically what I want to do. Because then it's like I'm just drawing, I'm goofing off. It's a good way to just wrap the year up. And I got the last 2. Kind of really cool. The last 2 I'm going to have. So I'll mention a few people. I got to talk about Anvu. Anvu is like the first drink and draw guest. It wasn't for her. Like it was kind of a cool art lesson. Some of the other guests I've had: Will Holland, great creative dude. Shani O, because you know she's probably been the most regular drink and draw, but and I'm very appreciative. Rich Perota, Mark Park, Bill Moz, Mike Seeley, David Whalen, Rodney Fike, Elsa Garza, Kaylin Smith, my sister, Kenzie Carr, my artist for Alice Zero, Lance Bond, my artist for The Cloud Diver. And I'm missing a ton of people. Just to give you an idea, in that list, I had people that work at Warner Brothers. I had people that have worked on Game of Thrones. I had people that are rising artists in the comic book field, rising artists in the illustration and graphic novel field. There might be a mention of somebody here. I don't know. I've had people, and I say this not like I say this with like honestly just the truth. Way more experience, way more practice, way more skill than I've had, but every one of them has come on board to show up and do something. And I should say this here and now that I'm 1 year into doing this show and on Twitch, 1 year into doing these drink and draws. Thank you to everybody that's been a part of it, because it's been fun to come on the air and have the audacity to draw with you. She mentioned Connie Jolies, another person that's really, really cool. And some of these people are a lot of these people are from Hawaii, so the Hawaiian comic community, special thanks to you guys. Thank you, each and every one of you, for coming on the show to make it better and to bring another dimension to it that otherwise would not have existed. And I'm incredibly humbled that you all chose to come here. So thank you.
Thank you. I can't speak for all of them, but you host this show and you're great to talk with. I have a lot of laughs when I'm here.
Yeah.
It's a great way to spend like an hour or 2 just drawing.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate the conversations that we have. And then you end up putting this all together. You put it into a video and an audio file, and that's work. That's free labor that you are offering. And don't think that I don't notice that maybe I don't say it enough, right? I do appreciate that. And you're sharing your audience with us, with me. I'll speak for myself. That's really kind of you. I am always humbled to be part of somebody's creative journey, wherever they're at in it, you know, just to be in an artistic community, because it helps me continue my drive, you know, and we're all in this together, really. When we lift each other up, it's like one artist standing on the other's shoulders, and then we just leapfrog. And maybe it's selfish of me, but helping you out helps me out. Helping out the artist community helps me out, and it feels good. So thank you for giving me that opportunity.
I appreciate it. Honestly, like, I think one of the coolest things. Hold on a second here. I'm letting Nikki know right now. I let Nikki know right now that I drew her on stream, and she's like, "Show me." Well, and honestly, it's probably it's, to be perfectly honest, it might be the best thing I've done. Like, I'm not even like lying. It might be the best thing I've done, right? And it's amazing that I've come. Yeah, like, I can do this. Like, I'm gonna have a style that's totally me. All the imperfect. And the thing is, what my other art style has taught me, what my other arts have shown me, what my other art styles told me is, I don't have to worry about making it perfect. And so like the cool thing about the illustration part of this for me is, I'm not worried about anything. Right? It sounds like a really dumb thing, but it's like, you know what? My biggest fear when I started this is, what if this is bad? Right? What if this is bad? And then I had a wonderful thought. So what if it's bad? And ever since I've had that, and I realized, like, that's not just applies to this, it applies to everything. I think probably the biggest art lesson I can give, the biggest lesson, it doesn't matter what it is, whether you're performing on stage, whether you're a musician, whether you're drawing, whether you're writing, whatever it is you choose to do, it's really all about the confidence you have in putting yourself out there. Good is so relative. And that's like one of the best things about life, is good is relative. What it's really about is, do you have the courage? Do you have the courage to go out there and put yourself out there? And do you believe in yourself enough, have the audacity to go, here I am? Because if you can do that, if you can truly and honestly do that, you can go, there's nothing that can stop you. And it doesn't matter what it is you do in life, not just art, anything. Don't be afraid to look bad, and if you can actually believe in yourself, you will go somewhere. It may not be what you imagine, but you will go somewhere.
Like what you just said, right? As creatives, whatever your creativity is, we live in a special kind of genre where people follow you for your work, right? And it is, in this day and age, it is important to have followers or clients who see your work on the internet, right? You need to have an internet presence, and people need to be aware of you. And a lot of the times, there's so many artists out there, so many singers out there, so many XYZ out there, that you're really fighting for a little bit of that limelight. Instead of fighting for the same limelight, it could just be easier to make your own, right? And that looks a lot like being yourself. Yourself as a creative is a niche. And when you have defined that niche, when you've defined who you are as a creative, you're sharing your life online with people, your original followers, right? The first five people are like, yeah, I like your stuff. The more you do that, the more you get people who legitimately like you for you. And I will take, 100 true fans, true followers of who I am over like 10,000 people who could give a shit any day, right? Those are going to be the people who support me. As creatives, we could do that. So it's not about being perfect. It's about being you. It's about being authentic. And I know that sounds like pish posh, whatever, but it works. It works for artists all over the world who have been making money doing this kind of stuff by showing who they are, showing up as themselves, being authentic, being vulnerable to the people who want to get to know them. Because a lot of the times your buyers who are buying your art or buying your music, they're in it for the journey. They're in it to have a piece of your life that they were able to watch. And so if you can give them that, They want to support you in that. It's not about being the best. It's about being you.
Nope. Pardon me.
Please.
So I'm only going to say one tiny thing just to add to it. Not quite a pushback, more like just something that else to consider. It's not just your art. In fact, today it's not really. What you present in terms of a product is almost secondary compared to who you are as a person. Who you are as a person, people will. It's funny, like I said, like I have my own views of things, and what I found in the last year and a half, the biggest thing I've learned is you can't be afraid of what other people think. You just gotta be yourself, because the people that will get you will stay with you, and the people that don't will leave you. And that's the thing, people come, people go. What you want is you want the people that want to invest in you, truly invest in you, to invest in you. And you don't want anybody else there at all. That might be a group of 5 people, but if it's the right 5 people, it doesn't matter, right? It's just, you have to find, that's the challenge as an artist. Like, this show is me. As much as there's anything, as much as my guest, it's me. I am the legitimate asshole you see each and everywhere else. This is totally who I am, and I don't apologize for it. This is me. This is it. It works. My audience has grown quite a bit in the last year, partly because of the number of episodes I've done, but also in part is I'm good at this, and I'm confident enough to say
you show up.
Yeah, every time. And people realize that, and I don't try to be anything I'm not. And I think the best thing is I'm open enough to let anybody be themselves, and that's the real secret to this show. That is the absolute real secret, and that's why it works. And the reason why it works is that anyone that comes on the show can trust me, and as long as I have that, it'll work.
Y'all, we're not kidding about this. I mean, that's the whole premise behind Patreon or Kickstarter. Yeah. But I'm going to look at Patreon specifically, because there you have, like, I don't know, if you are offering $15 monthly subscriptions to 100 followers, you don't need 1,000 followers to make, I don't know, what's 100 times 1,500? Mm-hmm. Yeah, $1,500 in a month. Right? Just by doing whatever you do. That's without selling products. That's just people saying, I will support you doing this. If you want to sell products to them, you could launch a Kickstarter from that base of 100 people. This is to illustrate that you don't need a mass crowd. You need people who believe in you. So give them a reason to believe in you by being authentic, being consistent, showing up, and just doing what you do.
That's it. And be aware of, and it, again, you can avoid distractions. We all have them. You can avoid those distractions. You can avoid the temptations. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. There is no magic. Where are you going to end up? Because Lord knows life has gone. My life certainly has not gone according to any plan I had. But I can't imagine it being any other way either. I realize, again, that the life journey I've been on reflects the guy on the life journey, not the other way around. So that's never going to change. No matter how crazy it gets out there, right? I'm still going to be doing unicorns that fart rainbows on the show. Doesn't matter. It's who I am.
Link chasing a chicken.
That's right. That's right. My little way.
Nobody else is doing that, dude. It's you.
Yes. That's it. It's totally me. And that's why, even though I drive you crazy sometimes, you come back.
That's why.
Yeah.
You had me at Link Chickens.
That's right. I totally did. All the Link Chickens. And just for that, I think I might just do that as my second piece, and I'm going to just talk about, because I figure you'll appreciate that more than anything else, is, hey, because why not? And so I got to find a Link Chicken to draw, because Link getting chased by a chicken is hilarious. I actually wrote a story on the truth thing as a short. I submitted for a short story anthology. A concept of what happens to a fairy in a glass, right? A fairy and a spirit in a glass, and it's one of my favorite little short stories I've ever written, actually. So So it's
what kind of glass?
Like, remember how Link always catches
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Hold on, how do I put this here? I'm trying to look for the Lincoln chicken here. Give me a second, folks. I'm looking for Link and chicken here.
You made it funny.
Right.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, listen, I am totally. Ooh, that's exactly what I'm going to be drawing in the book. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past is definitely my jam for the Legend of Zelda games.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's what's happening right now.
Yeah. Well, I may not do that one tonight. Actually, what I might do is the Ocarina of Time chickens, because they're also pretty hilarious. Both ways are funny, but everybody knows what happens when you get chickens and you hit them in Legend of Zelda, because it's hilarious.
Okay, so I'm going to put my cards on the table right now.
Yeah.
I played Link in Super Smash Brothers, but I never actually played the Zelda games.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't.
I know, dude. I was around a lot of people who played it, so I have some like secondhand knowledge of what you're talking about. But
yeah,
a lot of inside jokes are going right over my head right now.
It's. I don't know what to tell you. I almost feel sorry for you. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, it's just one of those. So for me, Legend of Zelda was originally a birthday present back when I was 15, a long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Go on.
Right.
That's a Star Trek Star Wars reference. I'm following.
Star Wars reference about Legend of Zelda. That's right. No one's gonna
classy.
No one's gonna argue with me on that. Ooh, that's hilarious. I might do that one because that's funny. It's not the one I'm gonna use in the book, but it doesn't matter. It's actually funny as hell, so I like it. I'll try it. But the thing is, it's kind of like somewhere between a platformer and an RPG, somewhere between it.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like these like really basic items, like bottles are an item in the game, for example. It's really basic, nothing fancy. Thing about that, and it was so you could catch fairies. So when you died, they would resurrect you, right?
Okay.
Things like that. So the short story I'm talking about is what would happen. What happened to those fairies that Link collected, right? I did it from the perspective of the fairy trapped in the glass, not from Link at all. Although you catch it, at the very end the chickens get him. Like they do get him in my story, because the fairy escaping the glass dies. That's a short story. Again, it's a cool little short story. It was about not gonna lie, about a girl. The fairy kind of reminded me of a girl I really had a crush on, and actually did get to date.
Ooh, congrats! How'd that go?
Yeah, no, she was.
It sure did. He says it sure did.
Oh no, straight up, not naming name, amazing woman, really, really amazing. Probably one of the bravest people I've ever met in my life. No joke. But super cute. Kind of reminded me a little bit of a. She's got a bit of a fairy quality to her, and I say that with like all the love in the world. So she does listen to this. Hopefully she doesn't, I'm not a fairy, and proceed to beat my ass. But she, so I was thinking of her when I wrote it, but I used the Legend of Zelda, like the jar, the actual bottle, as the model for the story, because I thought about it. It's like, he's just literally sucking the life force out of these fairies to live, right? That's not cool. How would a fairy feel like that? And in one of the games, you don't just catch fairies in the bottle; you catch evil spirits in the bottle as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, the evil spirit and her try to kind of plot to escape the clutches of Link, break the bottle, but the fairy dies. It's because it was just a cost. There was a cost. At the very end, because of how she died and the unfairness of it, the chickens, he was cursed for the rest of the time to just be hunted by chickens.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, a little absurd, but also a very sweet story. I'm kind of proud of it.
You had fun with it.
Oh, totally. But
That's
also,
what matters.
I was proud of it too because it was just it was emotional. It wasn't just me having fun for the sake of having fun. There was actually like a little bit of emotional resonance there, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like this girl I like, she's really really brave, and she's never steered me wrong on that either. Just um, one of the bravest, most amazing people I know. No joke. So, but yeah, it's amazing the ideas that come to your story. So I mean, Zelda definitely has something I've grown up with and have been a part. I have been a part of my life for a very long time. Now haven't played every game because I don't have time to do that anymore. Something about being an artist and a creative for a living, you just don't get time to play all the cool things anymore.
Yeah, dude, I miss Pokemon.
Yes. Pokemon Go, by any chance?
Oh no, I missed that boat.
Yeah.
But the original Pokemons, and I think a lot about my hobbies and like, would I rather be playing Pokemon or drawing? And I gotta say, drawing wins every time.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Whenever,
you just wish you had a little more time, and then if you're really honest with yourself, you do have the time. You just don't really want to. You just at some point, things change. Your priorities are your priorities. It doesn't mean you don't look back at some of the things you did as a younger person and admire the fact that you were younger and doing stuff like that, right? So.
Yeah, I moved into this house and it's got like a lot of kids in it, and the youngest kid comes up to me and he's like, "You want to hang out? You want to come play with me?" And I'm like, "I can't. I'm too busy. I got work to do." And he's like, "You always have work to do." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, that's adulthood. I got to do work." And he's like, "You should just forget about work and play with me." And it's like, I envy you so much right now. You make a compelling case.
Yes. No, I get that, but I mean, once in a while wouldn't hurt you. Once in a while, but I get it too. I don't know what the relationship with the household's like either. So, but one of the things I made a conscious decision to do in Windsor was see my family as much as I could, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew that my time there was going to be limited, just a bit, and it was, I mean, it ended up being very limited, but
yeah,
but it was, but I don't have any regrets either because I got to see my family. But I did make a point. Sometimes people just come into your life for a good little reason, and you should enjoy it for when it's there because it's not going to be there forever, right?
man, that's a bittersweet thought. I feel that a lot because I move around so much, right? And it's like, at some point you're going to have a last moment like this.
Oh, sure.
And you never really know when it's going to be. Sometimes you could know, and that's lucky. You're very fortunate when you do know. And sometimes you even get to choose how that last moment goes down. But a lot of the times you don't know, so you better act like it is your last moment and appreciate it for what it is.
Absolutely. Because the truth is, and this thing, again, no, everybody thinks we have all the time in the world. We don't. We're only together so many times. So sometimes it's one time, sometimes it's many times, but no matter what, it's finite, right?
Yep.
It's finite.
It's one less time that you have.
Yep. And that's the secret, folks. It's not, don't take for granted the people in your life because you can only see them so many times. And outside of that, right? I'm gonna keep on here. I'm giving dialogue to the chicken. Because, why not? Of course I'm going to give dialogue to a chicken.
When I think you, I think chicken dialogue.
That's right. It's all about the chicken dialogue. All about it. I own my chicken dialogue, ladies and gentlemen.
And as we talk about, like, the last time, it's finite and whatnot, and then we talk about this chicken dialogue, I'm holding the two together. This is one less time that we get to talk about chicken dialogue.
That's right. It's important to understand that. Again, it's little things that matter in life. When it's all said and done, you're going to remember me for a bunch of different things. Probably the one thing I do hope is, you'll remember the damn chicken dialogue. God damn it. It's in my head now.
I'm going to think back to this day, and I'm going to think about that chicken dialogue.
That's right. Life's all about the chicken dialogue at the end of the day. And all the other little joys in life along the whole journey. That's it. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It's like, but do you see the value in those moments? And that is a question we all, at some point, need to ask. As is, almost got Mr. Chicken done. I got one more little thing for him to draw, and I've already drawn Link. Like I said, the other thing I'm always a little amazed about with some of these is they're easier to draw. They're easier to draw sometimes than I expect. Now I'll get Lego, and something like Lego, which looks incredibly easy.
It's not.
It kicks my ass.
It's art. And art is hard.
Yes. But some of it's surprisingly easier than other things. You know what I mean? Some of it's like, this is easier than I thought it was. Some of it's like, holy shit, no, this kicked my ass. Why did this kick my ass? It's so hard.
I wanted to mention before, with your evolving style, I know before we had talked about you would do like really well with block colors and whatnot, maybe oil painting.
Yeah.
But your line work right now would probably lend itself well to watercolors.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a lot of space in between the lines, and if you just added the watercolors, it would add texture to it and this kind of free flow, and you would have a very older kind of style with your work.
I'll have to try it. Yeah, the book is going to be black and white because I'm not ready. I haven't experimented with color enough, number one. But number two, part of the story is about his discovery of art. Because I'm doing a homage to one of my favorite books of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, telling my own story, telling it in my own way, and the way I'm telling it is, instead of books, it's going to be pictures. The pictures are magic in of themselves.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that last part?
Pictures are magic in of themselves. So instead of
True that.
Yeah. They are a secret little magic in the world. And my grandmother is like this drink and draw.
She likes this one?
Yeah, she likes this one. Hi, Nana.
Oh, she's watching. Hi, Nana.
I'm just saying it just because it's funny. I've had both my grandmothers on the show. They get really nervous. And I think that's hilarious.
Hello, Nana. No reason to be nervous. We're all friends here.
That's right.
We're just artists and humans, so you're good. And neither of us are drunk, so nothing to worry about there.
Yes. There you go.
I don't know if you can hear the children in the background. There are 5 kids here.
I can. Yeah.
Only 2 of them today.
That's okay. I've had dogs. I've had 3-year-olds on the show.
It's all just part of the experience.
Well, again, it's just, we live in this time. It's like, you know what, family life's going to be a part of it.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, do you want to see the victory that is the chicken over Link?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Let's see your your chicken winning. Oh my god. Oh my god. And your Link looks as sad as the last times I've ever seen your Links.
Yes.
Like, he's just always forlorn and on the verge of giving up.
Yep. But
and this chicken has given him reason.
Yeah, this chicken crushed his spirit.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To crush Link's spirit.
That's right, folks. It's all about crushing Link's spirit. It's all about crushing Link's spirit.
Poor Link.
Yeah, that's right. This is what this is about. You get to see people. You get to see people just get crushed by the awesome that is the chicken on Link. Link on chicken accent. It's not quite, like I said, I did it in my own style, but you can definitely tell it's Link for sure. So.
True that. I've seen your Link multiple times, and style is about consistency. So you are developing your style in that your Links look very similar to each other.
That's right.
If I were to see that Link elsewhere, I would know that Josh made that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we have a style. Who knew? Like I said,
yeah, dude, you fucking made it.
Yeah, see, like I said, Link and Nikki Nash.
Ash.
Yeah.
From Pokemon?
No, I haven't done Ash Ketchum. I've done Team Rocket, but I have not done Ash Ketchum.
Well, yeah, because Team Rocket's awesome.
Yes. Also, if I think about them too much, the song gets in my head, and I'm stuck with it for a while.
To unite all worlds.
No. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right. Let's do it right.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
To protect the world from devastation.
From devastation. To unite all people. Fuck.
Okay, so okay.
Do it. I'll listen. I won't say a thing.
To protect the world from devastation. To unite all peoples within our nation. To denounce the evils of truth and love. To extend our reach for the stars above. Blah blah. Jesse, James. Team Rocket blasting up with the speed of light. Surrender now or prepare to fight. Meows. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll have you know I was mouthing myself with that.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me join.
Yeah. So you gotta do your version of it.
Right now. If that's what we want, sure. Just prepare yourself.
It's like blah blah blah. So to protect the world from blah blah blah. To unite all people. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. The stars
Jesse,
above.
Love. Meowth. Right.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yes, you did it. Lots of blahs.
Thank you.
Lots of blahs, but you did it.
Aw.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's hilarious to me that this conversation went from life's precious opportunities to chicken poop on Link to the Team Rocket theme music. I mean, this is like, if this isn't just joshing, I don't know what is.
This is what I expect when I come onto the show.
Yeah.
I come prepared, and next time I will come prepared with Team Rocket's fucking announcement or whatever. It will be printed out next to me.
So, well, no, see, and then what I'll do to counter that is I will do one of Darkwing Duck's many.
I won't be able to follow that. I never got into that.
You never got into Darkwing? Oh my god.
I'm sorry, dude.
Jeez. Well,
I'm sorry.
In all fairness, I am older than you. Our cartoons, by and large, I thought were cool. Our afternoon cartoons were by and large cooler than yours. There are some exceptions.
No. Gargoyles, come on.
Gargoyles is for my time.
Titans?
Gargoyles is
apparently
part
that
of
was our time.
Yeah. Actually, wait. How old are you?
I sure am. You're so right.
I sure am.
I don't know that's a legitimate laugh.
That is one of the most nuanced shut-ups I've ever been a part of. It's like, how old I am. Shut the fuck up.
It's good to laugh, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's also because, see, here's the thing, my humor has has an honesty to it. So it's like, that's why people laugh. It's not because I'm necessarily funny, because I'm just honest. And you're like, it's like, and you're like, oh my gosh, so refreshing. And then probably a little bit so true. I don't need to know how old I am. Shut up. I'm older than you.
Man, half the time that is the problem. How old am I? I have to do the math for my birth year.
When was your birth year? Or am I gonna get another shut up?
Yes.
I have gotten.
Does that count?
I have gotten 2 shut the fuck ups. It's great.
Well, I get like the same reaction with my age, and it doesn't matter how old I am. People will give me the same fucking reaction, and like it changes the dynamic every time. So I prefer to be an enigma of time. Can we go with that?
That's what you want. Listen, I've made peace with my mortality, so I don't really give a fuck. So that's just me.
It's not about mortality.
You're not afraid of impending death. Okay, that's good. I respect that.
What is to be afraid of?
I agree, but I'm also just asking this because I just want you to understand where I'm coming from on this is, right? You're here to like, but so then what's your thing with your age? Why are you so like, is it just because you're like, you look younger, you look older, you look like more senile, more decrepit? Is it like, what's the normal reaction you get with the age? I don't need to know your age.
Reaction, all right, and it's going to be very telling. The normal reaction is people will infantilize me. They'll start giving me life advice, and then they'll tell me, you are so old for your age. You have an old soul, which is just their way of saying, let me monologue my life experience to you. Thank you for listening. Every time.
Okay.
So I just prefer to not give them that opportunity.
I see. I don't need you to monologue for me. I got this figured out, I think.
If I had a question, I would ask.
Would you? I'm not so sure about. Right, I think that would depend. This might be an assertion, right? I get the feeling there is a bit of a proud streak in you, right? And I also get a little bit of the feeling that sometimes, not always, right? There are times when you should ask for help, you don't. I got that feeling. I could be wrong, but I got that feeling.
You know, Josh, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So it's hard to ask the right questions.
Sometimes.
Right?
Sometimes.
It can be hard to ask the right questions if you don't know what you're looking for or what you're missing. So and it's got to be with the right person.
Okay.
Somebody who's not going to take it as an opportunity to infantilize, dude.
Okay. The reason I asked that is one of the hardest things I ever had to learn in life was to ask for help. It was hard for me to do it. So
for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it is hard. It's like, holy shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Now, at this point in my life, I'm okay with saying I don't know what the fuck I'm doing because I'm not trying to impress anybody anymore because I'm too old for that shit. I'm like, okay, listen, I can figure this out by myself, but I'm lazy. So
right. So, and then there's a matter of like asking the person for help of whose experience you want to replicate.
It's not always about replication, though.
I just don't want to ask for help from the person who's doing what I don't want to do.
Well, there is a little. I mean, there's always that risk. Not gonna lie, there's always that risk. But sometimes you want to see somebody from a completely different approach because even if it is not what you would do, it's about sometimes what you see. They see things you don't. And one of the things I've learned in this life is I I I, I know this was a big hard thing for me because that giant ego, big head, that kind of bullshit, and
Mhm.
I don't see everything, and sometimes
Right.
right I just don't. And so what I've learned in this life is sometimes even if it's not the approach I would use, just picking someone's brain and asking them what would you do is helpful because I might see an angle I never would have on my own, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that.
Yeah.
And I'm also not going to ask, how do I become a millionaire from the person who ain't got $20?
No, I mean there
I mean,
again
that's an obvious example, right?
yeah there is obviously there are some people better qualified than others for sure, and but I again just one of those things I've noticed in life is that um sometimes the I had to learn how to put my pride and ego aside. For the most part, I succeed at it. For the most part,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm still a blithering idiot. It's okay. I mean, it does happen. But
We've all been.
it's one of those things where I can just look at myself honestly and say, you know what, I could do that better. And it takes practice and takes time, but you can do it. So that's me, though, and you gotta do what you're comfortable with as well. So
I love paying for mentorship programs. I mean, they're expensive and all that, but if I ask the right person for the right kind of help, it's just leaps and bounds.
mm-hmm. Totally.
Self-development, investing in yourself. Not only is that a tax write-off if you use it for business, but it will always pan out for you if you just take bits and pieces from the experts and apply it to what you want to do.
Well, that's me being on doing a podcast. I talk to experts all
Yeah.
the time. I do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you've done it the smart way.
Yeah.
Or a smart way.
Yeah. So I can learn from everybody. And again, I don't see this, again, not everybody does it the way I would do it. And that's fine. I don't need it to be the way I do it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the fact that they can see it in a way that I don't see it. Right? And suddenly, oh gosh, I've done it, and it's cool. It really, really is. And I learned stuff. And ultimately, I've learned this too. None of us make it on our own. None of us.
True. Steal like an artist, dude.
What?
Take what works. You don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Okay.
And nothing that you do is original. Somebody has done it before in some fashion.
But what you bring,
just do work.
But what you bring to it is you, because no one can do it
right
like you. And that's the thing. That's the real. Again, going back full circle in this conversation. Right, we are the products at the end of the day, and what that means is it's who we are as people that people are drawn to. So I just found it very cool. From the Legend of Zelda game I have not played. I'm going to try to draw Princess Zelda herself, and that'll be my last drawing of the evening.
All right.
Yeah, because I got other things I must do at this point.
Who, you? You got a busy life? Wow. I wonder what that's like.
Yes, miss. I got 5 kids that are probably hideously beating you on a regular basis.
They're something else, dude.
Oh, of course. But I do, kids are my favorite kind of people at the end of the day. In a lot of ways, we have a lot we forget that they can teach us. And one of the things is that they have an earnest and honest approach to life.
Yeah.
All too often, we burn that out of ourselves, and we shouldn't. But we do.
Well, what's that saying? Life is just a search for the womb.
I'm not sure I subscribe to that exactly.
We're all just kind of looking for the comfort that we had before we were conscious.
I'm not unsure of
He
it.
is making unsure noises.
I'm thinking that's not like I don't quite see it that way. It's more like for me, I kind of see it like I'm here to be uncomfortable. I'm here to grow. I'm here to learn. And one day I go on to whatever is next, whatever you want to believe in. I mean, I don't really feel like going into that talk tonight. I mean, if you want to, that's great. But if you don't, right?
No, that's a chore.
Can be. It totally can be. So I say it like that because, but the thing is, I think what I appreciate most from kids is they don't have the filters in the practice you have. Now that has its flaws sometimes too, but the one thing about kids that I really admire is you know where they stand. There's no, by and large, unless there's no dishonesty in a kid, right? Unless something really extraordinary circumstances forces them, right? So I always appreciate the honesty I see in kids because it's like I learn. It's like, you know what? I don't have to be such a bullshitter. It reminds me of that. It reminds me to always be curious and always to seek joy. Whatever you do, wherever you go, because that's what makes life worth it. You know what I mean? That's just me. That's what I see.
Yeah, a lot of what we learn throughout life and become as adults, it comes back to survival. And kids who, come from a decent home life, they don't need to worry about survival. They don't need to think about it. So they can be truer to their nature, to who they are. And that's really refreshing to be around, to not be in a survival mindset, to not, like you're saying, not bullshit, because bullshit is about survival. It's about who you've become to get by in this world. And if you can just drop the pretense, that is, it lightens the load.
I try not to bullshit ever. I hate small talk, and I just hate stuff that feels like my time's being wasted. Because I don't like shooting the shit. Cool, I learn about you. Small talk, I learn nothing about you. You're just saying stuff to just get by. And I mean, if that's all you want, I guess. But man, is that a wasted opportunity? And it's like you can make connections that can change your life, and it's amazing. It totally is amazing. And many people just don't do that. And it's like, I get it. Not everything is about, singing Kumbaya. But at the same time, I don't know. If you take a step and you actually just real with people, you can make some amazing friends. And a lot of that is just eliminating the pretense and the expectations that you think you have.
Yeah.
You don't need them.
It goes back to that, what we were saying earlier. Like, every conversation is one less conversation that you have with a person. And if you're going to spend that finite amount of conversation just small talking, it does feel like a waste of time.
Yeah.
But there was this study that was going on. Oh, I know we shouldn't mention it. I'm just going to mention the era, not the details, right? The COVID era. There was a study that went on where it's like people were missing, while they were staying at home, they were missing that second and third degree relationship that was kind of lighthearted and just bullshitting and small talk, because they could be somebody else for a little bit versus being stuck in the same place with the same people and like being true to yourself. And that gets frustrating over time. And, I'm just kind of like rambling on about this, but I guess there is a time and place for small talk and whatnot. But as you say, it doesn't really get you anywhere.
Well, there's like, small moments. There's small moments. And then there's like, hold on a sec here. I'm not going to hear.
What? You saying something?
I'm teasing. Nikki's like, which picture did you use? And it's like, same as last time, because I'm not gonna spoil the surprise.
Oh, because you haven't shown it yet, right?
No, I have not. I'm being evil.
Ew.
Because best surprises are. No, it's just one of those like little moments where you just realize that it's one of those moments where you just realize, like, you know what, like I just recognize this. I mean, I just realize this. Like, people are generally flattered when you make a little effort for them. So I realized that's what this is. She's like, oh my gosh, you went through all this trouble. It's like, yes, I did. I did.
Thank you for noticing. I sure did.
Yes, that's right.
Now compliment me.
Yeah, it's like, yes. And okay, cool. I'm just trying to get an outline done here.
Dude, this bed frame has been the hardest part of this whole effing piece.
Why?
I think it's the skewed perspective and the curls.
Ah.
And then, like, it's metal, so there's a lot of different planes, and the different planes have vastly different shades on them. So one plane is really dark while the other is really light, and it's curving, and it's going through an odd perspective.
Huh. As for me, okay, wow, this is no, like, for me, I'm just doing a lot of fun little Princess Zelda piece here because.
No, I'm sorry, you're mumbling. Could you say
No,
that again?
I'm doing a Princess Zelda piece here, just closing out the night with this, and again, just seeing a lot more things I never saw before, way back in the day. Like, oh, I've gotten decent at this. A little color would go a long way with her, but that's.
You need to start doing color. I know there's no point in anybody telling somebody else what they need to do, especially in regards to art. Dude, try color.
Yeah, I know. I have no choice. I'm at that point where I've done a lot. I'm a lot more comfortable with black and white, and that's great. But I gotta play with color. That's
expand.
Yeah, that's right. You must expand.
And I bet you'd like it. Even if you just work with a limited palette, just choose one color or two, and just branch out from there.
That's the plan. It took me a long time to figure this freelancing crap out. It really, really did.
Yeah, if it were easy, everybody would be doing it.
I'm not so convinced of that. The one thing I've been always constantly surprised in this life is, like I said, I have my very first rule, show up. Seems like the easiest rule in the world to follow. But no one does it. Even women.
Well, you know what show up means? It's self-discipline. And self-discipline is not easy.
No. It's not. I'm not saying it is. But I've seen easy jobs abandoned. Hell, I've been that guy. I'm not even going to lie, I've been that guy. Abandoned. Because they were too easy. I'm like, looking back, nope. I was a dumbass. That's all there is to it. I was a dumbass. That's okay, though. I learned from it.
So long as you own it and fail forwards, don't make the same mistakes.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. That's all I try not to. I try not to make the same mistakes, and for the most part, I succeed. I'd be lying if I said I did it every time. That's a nope.
I am human, and we will make this mistake again.
Sometimes, and sometimes it's because I have weaknesses. Sometimes I'm just an idiot. I'm okay acknowledging this. Sometimes you're just dumb. Yes, I am.
You are in good company, dude.
Oh yeah. Again, I own my shit. I don't try to be like, I'm the most amazing man, right? Nope. I make mistakes like everybody else. The only thing I try to do is be honest about those mistakes. And if I hurt somebody, try to correct them.
That's all we can do.
Yeah, that's it.
Nobody's asking us to be perfect, just to hold ourselves accountable.
Yep.
And be open to improvement.
Yep. And understand that not everybody is going to go along with you for the ride. But the other thing too is, you get older, you realize they don't have to. But the glorious
that's
thing
like
is,
we were saying before.
Yeah. But the glorious thing is, nor do I.
This ride is optional, baby.
Everything's optional. And I mean everything. The only question is, are you willing to pay the price for the choices you make? That's it. Everything else does not matter. That's what I've learned. Again, that's what I've learned. And I say that to justify my probably inevitable pirate career, but that's okay.
My art is trying to save itself, but aren't we all? So I have stopped sharing the screen.
Okay.
How's your art coming along?
I'm almost done. Let me finish what I'm doing, and I'll show you what I've done.
Excellent.
Basically, it's just a little shit. Again, it's not perfect, but I got quite a lot of this done. Then we'll just get to the part where we wrap the show up, because although I do enjoy our time, all good things must come to an end. And to everybody watching, to everybody listening, this has been one of the biggest journeys of my freelance career has been my art.
Let's see it.
That's my Zelda.
Lovely.
Yep.
Dude, you've come so far.
That's my Zelda.
You better be proud of yourself.
Yeah. It's like everything else in life. You just get there, and suddenly you find yourself in a place where it's like, hey. And of course,
one step after the other.
Yeah, and of course, eventually you're gonna find my Zelda stuff. And also, if you want to see why every so often Shani dies, just a little bit.
Crap! It's gonna be a mountain view.
Yes, just she dies a little bit. So what have I done with Instagram as a person is I've quietly used it to post my drawings, my books, occasionally, and mountain views and nature views as well, various nature views. And Shani will watch my stuff sometimes, and I can literally see it. There's a little part of her that just dies a little bit each and every time. It's like,
do you think about that when you are posting a mountain view? Do you consider that?
Yes, it's part of the fun.
That's why I do it.
It's part of the fun. I totally enjoy smashing, but also, I mean, I think more than anything else in today's time and place, it's important to remind people that, hey, there's magic everywhere. There really, really
everywhere.
Is. And
yep.
Sometimes, so I'll tell you like the really cool thing, like snowstorm out here, we had a foggy snowstorm. Right?
I hate you.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The mountains were completely obscured. It was actually one of the most amazing little sights I've ever seen, because it's just like something that big, that old just disappears. Right? And yeah, she's like, there's a little part of her just dying little by little every freaking moment I'm describing this.
You can't really see it in the camera, but my chin is twitching a little. Like the pre-tears kind of twitch.
I'd give you a hug, and you're always invited to come visit. Like, I'd be like, there. I'd be like, there. And I'll take you like what I'd do is I'd take you to some of the trails, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, I hate you." And so I'm gonna tell you one of the coolest things about Canmore. There's literally a spring where you can get water here, clean spring, everything.
Why? And it's free, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh!
She's like,
damn.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not intend to come here. I don't know when the time comes. So I have a really stupid feeling that by the time the spring rolls around, I will be at making a living freelancer. That might sound like bravado and confidence, but I think I'm really close. I think I'm really
put that intention out there.
Yeah.
Make that
and here's the
happen.
thing.
You'll
here's
get
the
it.
Thing. I could probably find get my own full-fledged my own apartment and literally be a creative out here and probably do just fine. I think I've come to that point in my life where I've come to that point in my life where I think I can do it. And once I'm there, like I said, I might stick around out here. I don't know. Like I get a car, occasionally go to the city. I think we're gonna have like a little site. I think the next couple of years are gonna be completely batshit psycho in cities anyway. So me being in the mountains, I can come in, get what supplies I get, assuming the world hasn't gone completely blah, 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 blah. Assuming that's the case. If not, I can stay here. Oh no.
Oh darn.
And you're like, there's like a little part of you it's like, I hate you so much right now.
You know what? You can keep your mountain because you know what I'm gonna have? A home on wheels. I already got the truck. I just need the canopy or the, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I just need that, and I just need a way to make this art thing, all of this, like economically stable. And then I could go visit your mountain. And then when I'm tired of that, I can go to the desert. And when I'm tired of that, I can go to the coast. And when I'm tired of that, I can go back to the mountains. Okay? Okay.
True. Word. You can do that. And you will do that, I am sure. I have dual citizenship, so I can do both myself if I want to. I can get like a mystery machine van. The beautiful thing about your country, this is the beautiful thing, God bless America, I will say about this. You don't need to live in certain states to get licenses. There are some states that just require you to show up for a test. It's a beautiful thing. God bless America.
Thanks, Texas and Alabama.
No.
Kansas.
Nope. It's not Texas. Washington, believe it or not, is one of those states.
You just show up and you get a test?
Yes, it. I looked this up. There's 3 states that can do this in. One of them is Washington.
Damn it. And I likened it to Texas.
Nope. Not. Texas has its. Don't get me wrong. Texas has its peculiarities. I'm not going to deny that. But that's not one of them. They do require.
No offense to Texas listeners.
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure it sounded offensive. Go on.
Yeah. It's not one of them. South Dakota, yes. Right? So, but it's beautiful. And some require you to be an American citizen, just an American citizen. Some of them don't even require that. It's an amazing, amazing, like, country you live in.
And Washington's one of those. All right, fine. Fine.
So I could do it all
the money,
you want.
I guess, from the test.
No, I could do it all you want. No problem. Right? But here's the thing. But my home base would be here. And you'd be like, I hate you. And then right, there's a little bit of like
Yeah, you have a home base. I have home bases.
That's right. You're getting beaten up by 5 kids. It's all good. Like they just
dang, gauntlet thrown down. Whew.
You're like, okay. It's like Twitch.
White flag.
Oh no, yeah. 5 kids are going to beat you up. You probably just wait the white flag. It's simpler. It's
Dude, these children, so long as they don't wipe their boogers on me, I'm fine. Or try to fart up my butt.
They probably won't. If they like you, they won't do that. They might kick you. They won't wipe their boogers.
If they like me, they'll do both while they fart on me.
They'll fart on you. That doesn't matter. If you're going to get farted on, that's an inevitability.
Last night, the little sister was sitting on the big brother, on the couch like you do, like you dogpile, right?
Yeah.
And her butt was on his butt, and she's like, I'm going to push my farts into your butt.
First, even for this show, ladies and gentlemen. I've talked about like kids farting into each other. That's new even for me. It's like, okay.
You've seen the Human Centipede. Well.
and there's a thought in the back of your head. It's like, I live here.
I got the biggest room here.
I live here. Those 5 kids might take that as a challenge someday. It's like, we'll get you.
They will revolt. What's it called? Oh, what's his name? Home Alone me.
Oh, geez. So if I next time I see you, you have like a black eye. Fall down the stairs.
Yep.
Okay.
A bunch of marbles.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll remember that. And like I said, I'll have a hug. I'll look at the deer and the mountains and the rabbits and all the other stuff that's around me.
Oh my God.
And I will think of you. Getting pummeled by my father, and there'll be a moment of pity. Just a moment. Right.
I'm glad I could do that for you. Josh.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
That's right. And meanwhile, there's this like little bit like, God damn it.
You're going to see me next time, and it's just going to be a white flag waving pitifully.
Like,
and the white flag's going to be wholly, barely there. It's going to be dirty underwear.
Yeah, as long as it's not yours, it's good.
I do laundry.
Again, I don't judge it, but that's my requirement. No, none, right?
No dirty underwear on camera, Shani.
Gotcha. Yes. I think we need to end this because if we need to end this.
Yeah, we've done enough to the lilisteners.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging there.
So we've traumatized people talking about farts and dirty underwear. So ladies and gentlemen, this is my last drink and drop of the year with Shani. I'm sure she'll be back next year sometime. But until then, how can people find you?
Y'all, you can find me at www.theartbard.com. That's me. I'm Shani from theartbard.com. I do a bunch of commission work. I do illustrations. You can find prints and merch there. And, if you just want to say hi, you can also email me at theartbard@gmail. Super easy. Or use that contact form on my website. Or you can do Instagram. I am Shani the Art Bard on Instagram. And I'm sure you can find me elsewhere, but all of that is on my website. So give it a look, and I can't wait to chat with y'all. Have a great holiday, y'all.
Yeah. And as for me, so we got a couple little announcements for the remainder of my time here. And that is this. First off, my sponsor this week is the Speculative Fiction Academy, and we are giving away courses. Now, I have taught at the Speculative Fiction Academy, and one of the things I've taught is podcasting, all the hows and whys. That course is there. But there's lots of writing business courses, freelance business courses, and I encourage anybody to go take those things. And so to get into that, to do that, I'm going to go for my sponsor. Next week on Twitch and on Facebook, we are going to have a fun little contest. I am going to be giving away 2 free classes for the remainder of 2 weeks of December. At the end of every Friday, I'm going to be doing a draw whenever my guest finishes on Friday night. It's the last thing I'm going to do. And anyone that wins will get a free option to take 1 free course on the show. Anybody.
Awesome.
So all you got to do during the week is show up and comment throughout the stream. That's going to be the requirement for anybody who wants to get a part of this. Speculative Fiction Academy, like I said, I teach a course there. Others like Joe Compton, James P. Nettles III, my guest yesterday, he does a lot of the stuff. Lisa Macon. I've had some great guests come onto the show to do this. So we talked about it. I'd love to get, hopefully in the next month, I'll get a few more of the teachers coming on. But for the next 2 weeks, starting next week, I am going to be giving away a free course on the show for people. It draws every Friday, but every time I stream, if you comment, you will be entered into the drawing to take these courses. So, and then Friday,
it's like a raffle.
Yeah, it'll be a raffle. And then the Friday, I announce the winners, whoever they are. So, fair warning to anybody, I encourage you all to come onto the stream. Do so there. It will be just Twitch exclusive, but that's just part of the fun. Beyond that, I got this, book that's coming out, is out, and this is Alice 1, which is my latest release, ladies and gentlemen. This book, I really, really dig it. As it is, like I said, the review, it sneaks up on you. It will. It sounds the most absurd concept. Alice plays Jason and the Argonauts croquet in the underworld, the Greek underworld. Sounds dumb or silly or very Wonderland. But in that journey, Alice, Eris, the Cheshire Cat, and others face gods, monsters, and perhaps the greatest nightmares of them all, themselves. Definitely check this out. It's available now. You can definitely order this. It's available. I promise you it'll be a great read. Illustrated by the great Kenzie Carr, written by yours truly. And definitely check that out. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/justjoshandpodcast. The follow button here, right? If you are on YouTube, my YouTube channel is Joshua Penteloresco. Hit like, subscribe, enable notifications. And beyond all that, folks, stay inspired. Keep shining in the dark. Next week, I have a pretty loaded week. I have Ron Lair doing another drink and draw, a special one just for him. Sylvain Nouvelle, awesome author, comes on the 7th, right? December Lace, former professional wrestler and current comic book guru, is coming on the 8th. I'm going to be on the Rodney Fike show on the 9th to promote my book.
Congrats.
Yeah, and then a special early morning edition on Friday, right, is going to, noon my time, from France. Sarah Anderson will be joining the show, and then it's going to be an amazing week of guests. Who knows, maybe I find somebody that wants to draw between now and next week, right? I might be persuaded to do a drink and draw that evening. We'll see, right? Also of note, then following that, I got a very cool international week that follows. But if it goes to plan, December 17th will be my 700th episode. So,
ooh, wow, you do so many of these.
You're at 692. Look above.
Hey.
Yeah, you're 692. So there you go. And so for everybody watching, everybody listening, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stay inspired. Keep shining in the dark. Remember the contest next week. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.
See ya, y'all.